YouTube, how we doing? Past the prop, back here yet again. MLB show ready. 27th of August, closing in, dude. Closing in on that September 1st when football flips over. Joined as always by my guy Stu. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Can't complain. Like you said, busy week. A lot of stuff going on. We got football here. Baseball still going strong. A lot of good games available to bet on. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to dive in. Hopefully get a couple more wins today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, we'll let some people pop on their way in here. But yeah, I'm just throwing this out here just because obviously we haven't talked about it or anything. I'm thinking next week's going to be the week where we just kind of go all out every day. On like a Monday, probably MLB. Maybe like the days that we have off will be the NFL ones. So maybe Tuesday, we do like our. What do you want to do first, futures or best ball draft?
I feel like best ball probably. That's a good way to start it out.
So we'll do a best ball. I mean, obviously year-long fantasy stuff will be Tuesday as well. I have 3 fantasy drafts this weekend. Of course, everybody waits till the last little bit. I'm keeping Ladd McConkey as my keeper this year. 16th round pick. I had him last year. He was my last pick of the draft. So that one's big. I got the shitty 7th pick because our fantasy league did a Little League World Series thing for us to get it. And my fucking Great Lakes team from Illinois just got fucking stomped. They got, oh my God, they're horrible, bro. They got fucking wiped. So I ended up having the 7th pick. I might just say fuck it and play no running backs, bro, and just not draft a running back and just go like Neighbors, Drake London, and have McConkey. Like that's kind of in the range where I could see it. That might be kind of my move, dude, because I don't know if I can fucking take Ashton Genty on it right away like that.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, you'd have to hope like one of those second round backs kind of fell to you because at that spot you're probably taking wide receiver first for sure. Yeah, it's a little tricky. Genty's tough because you want to believe in it, but the offense itself doesn't have like the highest upside in the world either. You know, it's not like a team that's going to score a bunch of touchdowns. So I don't know. He's a hard guy to maneuver. If he falls kind of far, like a couple spots, then I'll probably grab him. But not a guy. I'd rather have him in best ball than in season long. You know what I mean? Where you don't have to worry about managing every week. And I'm also the guy that ends up with rookies every year because I draft with more people that are just casual football fans, like my friends. And they don't actually scout, who fucking Omarion Hampton is. They don't know who the fuck that is. They don't know who RJ Harvey is. So I end up with all those kind of guys on my team every year because, they fall a little bit. You got to know who you're drafting against. I'm sure that's how you got Ladd McConkey so late. People are just like random white guy, pass, and you got a good value because of it.
Yeah, no, it sucks because I had Bijan last year, but I used him as my keeper for the second round because I was a 10th pick. And ended up getting him at 11, going back to back there. But I had to let him go. The value was way too much here for keeping McConkey at that late. So hopefully we'll get. I might just say just no running back and just fucking maybe I'll start Trey Benson, dude. That's like my number one guy I have in fucking best ball right now. It's like 70% Trey Benson, bro.
I was big on Trey Benson last year because I like the talent. Like, I actually really like Trey Benson as a running back. My problem is I think their offensive coordinator is going to give James Conner like 20 carries until he dies. Like that's
what I mean, dude. I don't think his body physically could handle another 20 carries.
That's fair. Yeah. I can totally see that. I don't have a ton of Benson, probably like 10-ish%, 8%.
Oh, I'm at like 70.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty cheap. So
yeah, dude, I'm getting him like 160s. He's down to like 140 ADP range on DraftKings. I was grabbing him 160s, 165s. I haven't drafted in a couple weeks because obviously next week I'll probably do quite a few, just because it's the beginning of the month and just kind of getting me ready back into it. And obviously all my tickets I get from DraftKings that'll give me some week 1 stuff. So once I start getting into the swing of things there. Obviously, MLB is taking over right now, so that obviously is right there. I can't really even think about it. So it's tough to cap MLB, let alone cap MLB plus another sport at the same time.
Yeah.
So
I feel you. Now I'm in the fucking college football weeds. I've got 40 tabs up right now. I still have my Contender Series stream open from last night. Like, there's too much going on. You know, we're kind of in that busy season right now, but I'm excited. I'll probably have a college football bet out like tonight, honestly. So I'm pumped up.
Yeah, for sure. We got 50 of you guys in here in the first 5 minutes. Hey, we appreciate you guys jumping in. Twitter, YouTube, all you guys, we appreciate it. We'll go through a recap there. I'm gonna take the L on this one here, but plus 130. Went for the over on the outs, and I felt really good about this through 3 innings, dude. I think he was at 38 pitches, 39 pitches, and then the Mets got him. I will say the Vientos 84 mile an hour double kind of killed it. You go down the list. I mean, there's just, sometimes those soft hits find their way in, and then obviously you started getting to the 25, 30 pitches in an inning. We were not going to find our way there. So ended up taking the L there. Luckily, it was plus 130, so it obviously helps when Big Dumper gets it done.
Yeah. Like you said, obviously that's the benefit. Again, that little plus money action in there, and obviously did what he does best, hit a bomb for us. Number 50, talked about not wanting to be on the highlight reel. Well, he got put on the highlight reel anyway. It is what it is. One of the best in the game. It just feels so good when you get a guy like that at minus 125. You know what I mean? Like, I've had his total bases a couple times this year, and it's like games where they suck on offense, where nothing's going on, and he just bails you out with like a 7th inning bomb. Like, so consistent, so good. Yeah, easy money against JP Sear. Shout out to him too, one of my favorite guys on the bump. Always dependable for a couple long fly balls.
Yeah, I'm pissed too because I don't know if he had 2 walks, but he had a walk last night too, and it was just like I was talking about the walks and stuff.
You got hit by a pitch in this one, which it feels like you're going to get stolen from you. You're like, that should count.
Yeah, and then I saw he got walked. I don't know if it was twice yesterday, but I did see like a fucking obvious 5-pitch walk, and like he swung 3-0. Like, of course he doesn't want to get walked, and then they just go all the way around him. So I was kind of pissed because I took him on the show. Obviously, I told you guys I was going to try that walk at plus 170, but he did get it last night with Cease on the hill. Obviously, a little bit lower price because Cease is a walk fanatic, so he loves that shit. So obviously, we don't lose or win any money on the show, but it was a good day. Obviously, I wish we got that plus 130 because that would have been a nice little bump. But we're on to today. Take a look at the chat. We have our boy Tyrone. I said, yep, we got the free play yesterday from the show with a very scary Miami bet. I never like fading Miami. I like those guys, but I did fade them last night, and luckily it didn't kill me. Cash it, but we're on to today, Stu. We have a great slate. First game's already started. I see your Nationals are losing already.
Really?
Yeah, it's 1-0 already in the first inning. So, what's your thoughts here now that we can't really talk about the Nationals?
Yeah, what a bummer, right? It looks like first at bat homer. Yeah, I was excited to watch that one after the stream, but it looks like they might not even be able to keep it competitive for long enough, unfortunately. Today's a pretty good slate. I don't know. As I was going through, I don't know if there's any like standout games that I'm like dying to watch. I feel like Mets Phillies. I obviously have a bet in that I'll be talking about in a minute here. Red Sox Orioles with my guy Bayo on the mound is always solid. But yeah, I don't know. Nothing too crazy, honestly. It looks like a pretty normal cut and dry slate today.
Yeah, no, I like a couple games. Obviously, I'm liking my crew right now going for the sweep tonight. So that's big. Hopefully, I can continue to stay hot. Walk-off from who else? Isaac Collins, of course, gets the walk-off for us. Get us that winner last. Yeah, I just thought I was going to sneeze there. So I was like, oh, shit, I probably should get that out of the way. I don't want to hear that on the stream. So, but yeah, obviously we got the walk-off last night. I really like some of these games, dude. I also think that this Rays team is a joke. So I'm probably going to hopefully they get a lead here and then I can fade them because, my God, that team sucks, bro. They're so bad. But we get big bad Brian Wu on the bump at home. It's almost like an auto bet at this point. I don't have him on the show for the bet, but I'm intrigued to see that, because Darvish has been power prone, but you get to pitch in Seattle, which is such a big advantage for the pitchers there. So that's obviously one that I'm intrigued to watch.
Yeah. I mean, he's one of the guys I like. I've been a fan of him since I drafted him a shit ton in best ball when he was young, and he was super far back in the draft and came out and did well. Obviously had some injury stuff, but very fun pitcher to watch. Yeah, got no problems with that one.
Yeah, I want to give a quick shout. I don't know if you looked at the thumbnail today, but quick shout to fucking Giancarlo Stanton. I have never been a huge Giancarlo Stanton fan, but what the hell, dude, is happening right now? I think he has, was it 7 homers in his last 11 games? Just not swinging and missing anymore. Like, it's just like, if he puts the ball in play, dude, his bat speed is so ridiculous. It is just, it's like swinging a toothpick for a normal human being, bro, is what he is doing there. So I had to give my quick shout to Stanton. I've never really been a huge fan, but I wanted to give a quick shout there because, my God, dude, he's swinging a hot bat for that Yankees lineup right now, as they kind of need it right now. Because I know there was a lot of talk about the Yankees not making the playoffs. I saw people trying to bet that on Twitter. I saw everybody's like, because Judge was out, but now that you have Stanton and Judge in the middle of that lineup, you can't walk Judge right now with him playing this well. And obviously Grisham just hit his 4th homer in his last 6 games. That's who hit the leadoff bomb. So so just a little scarier lineup now.
No, I'm glad you said it. I made one bet yesterday, literally one bet. It was Giancarlo Stanton home run plus 270. That's the only bet I made in the MLB, and it won. So obviously, shout out to him. Like you said, he's on fire right now, absolutely on fire. So I agree. That was the one bet I made. He cashed it. Hopefully, I don't hope he does it again today. Obviously, I did not bet it today, but he might. We'll see.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's get to some bets. So we have your favorite game of the day. You talking about it. I'll let you take it away here as we start off.
Yep, we got Juan Soto runs scored -120 over on DraftKings. Initially was looking at hits, runs, RBIs for him and a couple other guys. I like Seiya Suzuki tonight. He was on the list. There's some solid hitters in contention right here. But overall, Juan Soto stuck out to me for the biggest reason that it's always my biggest tiebreaker. But I really dive into the pitch splits. I like to see what guys really hit certain pitches well. And for me, what stuck out the most about this matchup, Taijuan Walker's seen Soto a little bit, small sample size. He's 4 for 13 against him, 2 doubles, 2 walks. So solid production so far. But when you look at what Walker throws, like what his primary pitch splits are, he's going cutter and he's going splitter. That's what lefties are seeing. He mixes in the 4-seamer, a little bit of off speed, but those are the vast majority of pitches he's going to be seeing are those two right there. And Soto crushes those pitches, both this year and last year, but especially this year. 395 batting average against the cutter, 362 expected batting average, 816 slugging, 788 expected slugging. So not like it's really calling for any regression. The splitter even better, 273 expected batting average with a 273 average with a 383 expected, 781 expected slugging. Those have by far been his 2 highest slugging pitches dating back to last season as well. So obviously crushes those pitches from right-handers, loves the cutter, because if you miss the cutter, he's going to hit it 400 feet. And then also with Juan Soto, he obviously has the best eye in baseball. So walks are always on the table. He's obviously walked twice in prior matchups. The rest of the Mets have some solid history against Walker as well. They've seen him combined 160 times, so it's not like it's a new fresh matchup or anything right here. So he's going to have good protection around him for the runs scored, but I think he can obviously get on base, double, homer with just how good the slugging is against his pitches. But also the walks are always on the table. Probably walk at least once in this game, give his other guys an opportunity to drive him in. It's just the whole package. And, hits, runs, RBIs is -135, -140. I'd rather just skip it and go to runs scored. I mean, I think that's his best value when you look at betting Juan Soto. So a lot of different paths to victory right here. I like the matchup and I like the price. I think it's pretty reasonable over on DraftKings. So Juan Soto runs scored -120.
Awesome. You ain't got an argument for me, man. That Mets team right now is kind of rolling. I think they beat the Phillies 7 straight times in their home games, which is in this series pretty wild just because they're pretty evenly matched more often than not. So I love it. I love it, and I will be rolling with another plus money spot on my end here. I'm going back to my crew, baby. I bet them the last 2 nights. You guys know I'm on the fade FOT train. I did that last night. That was very fun. We're all aboard that shit, baby. We're all aboard that shit. Fade FOT, baby. But I also faded Erod in his outs prop. I believe that was 16.5. And now we're going to give Ryan Nelson 17.5, and it's like, I look at his numbers. Obviously, home road splits. I don't talk about it a lot unless it's pretty obvious and pretty big. And I think this would kind of qualify when you have a 2.4 ERA at home, which is phenomenal, and a 5.01 on the road. Like, that's big enough for me to kind of put that blinking light up there, right? Where you're just like, okay, this is something I probably can do, right? And then I kind of go down the list and I'm like, okay, what does he struggle with? And the thing is with righties, he's been getting up a ton more power, right? Lefties, he has a 4.5 xFIP. My issue here is he has been striking out more guys in the second half, right? So that's something too. I love guys that want to go deep in counts and get strikeouts. Give me that shit, dude, right? But the Brewers really don't strike out, and they make you work. And that's what happened last night with FOT, was he was getting deep in these counts, 7-8 pitches. And yeah, he might sneak a strikeout in there, but you're having to do 20-plus pitch innings on the regular. And we haven't really seen Nelson get fully extended yet this year. I think if we look at his numbers, I believe I've seen him go to 100 pitches, 100 on the dot once this year. One time. Hasn't cleared 90 in his last 2 starts. But also, he's been facing bombs, bro. Like, his second half numbers, yes, they are very good, right? I mean, he's been very good in the second half. I'm not hating on him or anything, but like, second half of the season, he's 24% K rate, much better walk rate, xFIP under 4, pretty good stuff. Well, let's look. Fucking Cincinnati at home, which I just talked to you guys about. He's very good at home. At Colorado, I don't know if that even counts as a MLB team yet. They were fucking horrible. Then you're at Texas. Yeah, and guess what? He got lit up. He got lit up on the road at Texas, right? San Diego, he stayed underneath this number, had 8 strikeouts, which is pretty impressive, but couldn't get through. And that was the game where he had 100 pitches. He didn't make it over against Detroit, and he actually had a pretty good outing, gave up 1 earned, 8 strikeouts, stayed under. And then you look at these other ones, the other ones that he hit, the Royals, right? I love taking the Royals for over pitching outs because they stink, but they don't strike out, and they put the ball in play early in the count. Then he faces the Angels, got blown up by them. He hit the number in St. Louis at home and then at Pittsburgh. Like, I'm not impressed with those. Those are not playoff teams, dude. And when they did face a playoff team like Detroit, he got shelled. The Rangers are close to getting in the playoffs. He got shelled, right? And now you're facing the Brewers on a heater right now. You're coming off of 2 straight wins. Get a walk-off last night. The only thing I'm really worried about is they did try to use their higher leverage guys last night because they did come back in that game. And maybe they're trying to let them rest and have Nelson try to get through 6. But the home road splits on top of the Brewers' peskiness, on top of having enough guys from both sides of the plate with power. William Contreras has been really, really good lately as well. Turang is the highest hitter in baseball right now. So it's like that on top of the home road splits, on top of he hasn't faced anybody, and they're kind of giving you that extra little bit of like tax because he's been doing so much better. Well, I just told you. You just faced Colorado in Colorado, which I get it's in Coors, but they suck. And then you get a home game, right? And then he's been really good at home. I think this is a huge spot for the Brewers. I think they get it done tonight. And I think this under 17.5, get me plus money is pretty nice.
Yeah, no, I like it. What I noticed going through is, one, he's been pulled a couple times in the like low 80s, in general. And even in some of his deeper outings, like you said, he got to that 100-pitch outing once. But a lot of it is in the mid to like upper 80s. He's not like, even though the innings show he's getting deeper in, he's not throwing a lot of pitches. And like you said, the Brewers are pesky. They're annoying. They'll make you work. I feel like if he has to work earlier here, the leash isn't going to look as good as it has on paper because the quality of opponent is going to make it a little bit tougher for him. So at plus money, I like it. I do think the only problem is probably it feels like he's coming out for the 5th. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like it's going to be sweaty no matter what. But obviously, this team very well, and you know how annoying they can be for a pitcher. And at plus money, feels like a good move right here.
Yeah, no, and I get it. He goes out for the 6th inning a lot, right? I mean, he gives you that sweaty little spot there. But same thing that happened last night. I'm a big fan of Waldrop. He was the guy that I ended up having the bet on last night on the under 2.5 earned runs. Big fan. Miami and the Brewers are kind of in that same ballpark, bro, where they're pesky. They make you work. And guess what they did? Waldrop comes out, has 78 pitches coming into that 6th inning, gives up I think it was a double, and then they make him work an 8-pitch walk. See ya. That's what happens, dude. They know when the guy's on the ropes, man. The same thing with the Phillies last night. I had Manaea under outs. They kind of felt like he was on the ropes, right? You got first base. They do a freaking hit and run with 2 outs with Trey Turner on them. I love that shit, dude. And then guess what? 1st and 3rd, now you got to deal with Schwarber. And guess what? We're out of here, right? You get Manaea out, right? You got him out before even the 5th inning was done. But like stuff like that, you can start to feel like how teams are, and these better teams, they know when you have a pitcher on the ropes, bro. It's like, we need it right here. We need to get him out right here. Give me those bullpen arms. So obviously the Brewers have been very, very good at that in this series. A lot of these guys coming out in the middle of innings. So I think this is a spot where I definitely want to go to with plus money on the bump here.
I agree. I see Tyrone in the chat. I think the stream's fine.
So yeah, I was going to say, I knock on wood, you can hear me. I have had no issues here. And it's been a little bit. So I'm just hoping the next time we get a guest, we don't fuck it up, because that's only time I feel like my internet or anything has any issues when we decide we're getting a guest. So, all right, so let's do a quick recap here. I don't see any other questions, so we might be rolling out of here a little quicker today.
Sounds good. Yeah, we're going over to the Mets game. You got a little bit of time, 7 p.m. regular start. We got Juan Soto, run scored, -120 over on DraftKings.
Awesome. And I'll be rolling with Ryan Nelson. I think that's how you say it. I think it's Ryan, R-Y-N-E, Nelson, under 17.5 outs at plus 105 there. Stu, anything else for the people here? We got 110 still with us, ready to roll. Anything else for the people before we get out of here?
I mean, not much. Like I said, we got a lot of football stuff coming. Definitely excited to post some bets there. Yeah, I'm going to post about Kendre Miller a little bit later today. I have a tweet already typed up. I feel like Kendre Miller, if you're doing any best ball or anything like that today, the clear running back number 2 for the Saints, new staff there named him that. Alvin Kamara misses like 3-4 games a year. And who makes more sense than a trade deadline acquisition than Alvin Kamara? The guy's a reliable veteran. I bet there'll be a running back needy playoff team come trade deadline time. And the Saints are fucking tanking. Look at that team. They're going to be awful this year. So it feels like a guy like Kendre Miller, who's the clear running back number 2, he's free. Last pick of every draft. You don't have to spend any capital on him. There's no competition for him. And yeah, it just feels like pretty easy money for a guy that's for free at the end. He might not do much for you, but there's obviously a lot of upside to a starting role. And those guys are so important. Like, you just need a path to victory. I feel like that's why I was on Kyron Williams a couple of years ago. That was one of my good call outs on the show here. I never liked the talent. I wasn't a fan of him in college. I didn't think he'd be a particularly great running back, but he had a path. He had a very clear path. And even though things like talent, Kendre has been injured, he's had a couple opportunities, hasn't really stepped up. Well, it's a new coaching staff, new opportunity. Those decision makers that were there before are gone. Like, I just want a guy that has a path to playing time. And that's what I'm looking for at the end of these drafts. So, yeah, I was going to make a post about that, have it typed up and stuff. But if you're here, maybe I got it to you first, give you a little bit of value there.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on Tuesday next week. It's just, when we talk about fantasy, you just got to make sure when we're talking about best ball, it's completely different, man. You're going for upside only. If you get 2 weeks out of your bottom 4 picks, that make it into your optimal, that's huge. If you can get, just one guy, if you draft double starters high up in the draft and they're on the same week bye, you need that guy to show up for 1 week, right? That's kind of what we're talking about. So there's a little bit different. Obviously, you got to be consistent in year long here. So it's a little bit different, but obviously I'm excited to break it down with you on Tuesday. I'll make sure we're ready for a draft. I'm sure we'll throw it into like an actual single entry, so we can actually go for broke on one of those and try and go for it. So I'm excited. Obviously, I'm excited for football and college football bets and everything there. 1-0 on the season so far. It's just betting. And it last PSA before we get out. Last PSA. I bet on I think it's Jalen Daniels for Kansas on rushing yards.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, college quarterbacks lose rushing yards on sacks, bro. Because I put it out and people were messaging me like, good fucking hit. Yeah, good fucking hit. Bro, it's the second quarter, bro. Yes, he smashed that shit. But he got sacked 3 times and ended up under it again. And I'm like, are we really going to lose it? He did end up hitting. I did end up cashing it. But that is just make sure you know that. In NFL, it don't matter. But in college football, make sure you make sure you know that will come off. And it'll be infuriating. It will happen to you if you do bet on it and you celebrate too early. It will happen.
It's painful. It's painful. Yeah, because I bet on a decent amount of college quarterbacks as well. If you do, the cheat code is like Prize Picks has it, and like Bet365 rush attempts.
Okay.
You get sacks as well that count as the rush attempt. So that is clutch. The problem is it's just not that available. But if you do have it, it's super clutch. But I agree. It's so annoying. It's just like we can't celebrate, guys. Even if he's like 40 yards over, you can't celebrate. Like anything could happen. These college quarterbacks run back like 25 yards on a drop back sometimes. Like I've had some crazy losses in that market thanks to sacks, And it's really why you never want to do quarterback rushing against like a high-end defense. Like I even see some Arch Manning stuff like that. Like I'd be really careful week 1, especially with rushing props like that when it's in the 20s, you know what I mean? And he's going to probably get sacked a couple times in that game. So, it's fun. College props are fun. I don't think we're going to have them for very long either. So that's why I'm going to bet them more this year. Like I do think we're getting towards the downfall of that. Like one of these states recently introduced a bill that would ban college props. I think it's happened in 1 or 2 states. And already a bunch of places don't even have it now. You know what I mean? So I think it's one of those things you get in before you can, And also Bovada, Bet Online, they'll always have that stuff as well. So if you're only on legal books, check out the offshores. They won't scam you. They won't scam you for the most part. If you're doing your own research and finding these bookies, then you'll get scammed. Yeah, if you're using a Twitter book, you'll definitely get scammed. Please don't use any Twitter books. I get messaged by like 50 of them a day, and those people that do promos for it, very lame, very corny. So no Twitter books. Please do not sign up for one of those. Bet Online, Bovada, they've been around for 20 fucking years. They're going to pay you out. You'll be good. That's all I got.
Yeah, no, I used one Twitter book that I actually had to get recommended by, like I actually had a couple people. And that's the only one I've ever used. I won't even say the name on here or nothing, but I use one. Never have used another one. And payouts have been good. I also don't, if I'm going to play a big bet, I ain't playing it on there. Like if I'm going to, I'm not going to do it like that. But I do have one that I use. But I do get, I'm sure our DMs have like 50 combined of like messages from these books to promote them. I'm like, I won't promote something unless I use it, bro. Like, I won't, and unless I use it, and most of the time if it's free, because I don't like obviously asking you guys to do any more than what you already do for us, and we already appreciate the support here. So we will see you guys Friday. We'll be back ready to go for our normal show, and that should be our last full straight week of MLB, and then we'll start obviously having some NFL stuff on the docket here. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. We will see you Friday. Best of luck on all your bets today, and make sure you get those bets in soon, because I know those ones are, I think, in the afternoon bets in there as well. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck, and we will catch you on Friday.